Spencer Lewis here for InsideTrackNews.com and for the APC United Late Model Series. I've come all the way to Hepworth, Ontario to talk with my man Andrew Gresel, 2014 Oscar Super Late Model Champion. And Andrew, you in a very short period of time, you came out and showed that you were one of the best Super Late Model drivers in recent memory. You had a phenomenal year on the Oscar Tour, but we're switching things up a little bit. We're changing gears for the 2015 season. Tell me a little bit about this brand new acquisition that I have to my left here.
Yeah, well, this is our template car, 2012 Port City, yeah, I don't know, we just picked it up over the Christmas break there, took a tour down, all the way down to Georgia. We're supposed to go to Mooresville, but ended up going to Georgia, and...
Because you ended up in Mooresville, and the cars you were going to look at were all sold, right?
Yeah, all the cars sold. By the time we left here and got down there was about 4 Hemke cars we were going to look at, and they all sold, so... Anyway, I got on the internet the one night down there and saw this. It was, you know, of course, it had to be another 4 hours away. But next morning, hopped in the truck and took the drive over to Georgia. And I don't know, it ended up being a, you know, it was, thank God we went over there because I didn't want to come home with nothing. We went to Michigan a week before leaving to Mooresville. And got there, the car wasn't as good as, you know, we wanted it to be. So we came right back home with nothing. And then... But yeah, no, I'm glad we picked it up. It's a good car. Car's hardly been raced. In real good shape. Still needs a lot of work, but you know, we're getting there.
I mean, you walk underneath this thing, it looks brand new. Like it looks like it just rolled off the jig at Port City. So lightly used Cody Coughlin ride, best of the best on this car, and you bought this car really solely to take a run at the APC United Late Model Series Championship. I mean, with the year that you had last year, I mean, there's no question you can't compete with the very best super late models. What drew you over to the tour and sort of brought you back into the pro late model division after you graduated out of it in 2013?
Well, basically, I mean, at first we were, I knew I was going to buy another template car, and I kind of wanted it so I could run super or pro with the car, whatever I bought. So this car originally, it was set up for a super, you know, but no, with all the hype and everything, everybody's been talking about the APC series, and what they've put together it's very appealing. And you know, there's going to be a lot of guys, you know, getting ready for this series, and just with having this car here, you know, it got me pumped up too. So we're going to make a few more changes to it and turn it into a pro late for the APC series this summer, and then maybe when Florida rolls again next year, maybe we'll put the big motor in it and go run some super stuff.
Yeah, I know that the engine packages for the APC Tour, there's a couple different options that you can roll with. What are you going to be, because I know you're a diehard Ford motor guy, you love that's what took you to the Oscar Championship. So what are you going to be having under the hood of this ride when you hit the track for the APC Tour?
Yeah, well, right now, I mean, I got the McGonigal motor here right now. Now they've had a few rules changes so far. To me, that's the late model motor. That's what we should be running. You know, it's an ASA sealed motor. McGonigal motors, you can't go wrong with them. Prices coming down. You know, but anyway, the Ford Racing Crate would be another option. We're looking at that, and maybe even a 602 package. You know, which would be pretty wild for me to put in there, but.
Because you're not a 602 guy at all.
No, I'm not at all, no. But, I mean, the rules, it's a big advantage running a motor like that. Just by taking that much weight out of the car makes a huge difference. So, you know, I don't think we'll steep that low and run a 602 in our late model here, but I think the Ford package is the way we're going to roll, and hopefully we can get one here, and you know, hopefully it works out good.
Now, you're certainly no stranger to the pro late model division. I mean, you've won the Great Canadian in the pro late model. You've won a Delaware Championship in a pro late model. Do you feel as though the division has changed at all in the 2 years since you've been gone, or is it just going to be sort of like slipping on an old pair of shoes, getting back out there with these guys?
No, it's, you know, it's changing. It's changing a bit here and there. You know, they've, you know, a lot more guys are going to be on a straight rail chassis now with this series. It's still a weight penalty, but I mean, the newer cars, they're all getting built that way, you know. It's not, guys aren't running perimeter cars. You want to go over the border and race, you pretty much need one of these straight rails. So, you know, in that aspect, it's changed a lot. But just guys getting on newer equipment too, you know, and different setup packages. You know, on the Pro Late Series, guys are, you know, they're fast. Guys are running different setups and stuff that works for them. And no, it's going to be competitive. There's a lot. The roster looks pretty good, and there's going to be a lot of cars out every night, and hopefully we can qualify into the race.
I mean, is there anyone on the roster that you haven't really gotten to race against in the last couple of years that you're really looking forward to going out there and testing yourself against and racing side by side with every week? Is there a couple of guys you can sort of point to and say, you know, I'm real excited to get out there with these guys?
Yeah, I don't know. There's probably quite a few, really. You know, there's guys that are hopping up from limited late models running, like Josh Dottie. He bought my old car there. That's a great car. You know, guys like that. Guys that I've never really. Chris Mitchell, yep. Another great runner there, and guys that I've never really ran against too much. I think that's what I'm looking forward to. Obviously, we got all the Delaware guys over there, Perdigo and Watson and Coxey and those guys. So. You know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be real competitive. I can see the way it's going right now. So, yeah, I'm just looking to run against, you know, all these guys, a lot of top runners there. So it should be good.
Now, I understand that you're not closing the door on your super late model career, though. You obviously still have an incredible car, that Hamke by McDonald ride. I mean, it's a phenomenal machine. So when it comes to the super late model, where are we going to see you run that in 2015?
Well, as of right now, you know, it's just a part-time schedule for us with the Super. We're going to do Sauble, Flamborough, Delaware, maybe one race at Sunset, and maybe one at Peterborough. You know, that's still kind of up in the air right now. But we're definitely going to do 4 or 5 races with the Super, maybe even more. We're going to see, you know, we're going to really see how this series plays out. You know, it's new, so if things are looking like, you know, maybe some things aren't going quite right, or whatever the case might be, at least we always have that Super to go back to. So I'm going to try to do as many races as I can in the super late model. I mean, I love driving that car. It's awesome.
Now, I know that you went to New Paris, Indiana a couple of years ago, ran the Summer Sizzler there, and had a good run for a track you'd never been to. And you've ever since then have voiced a need to go back to the Midwest and run some of the bigger shows there. Do you have your eye on some of the bigger outlaw bodied events in Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana?
Yeah, you know, when the time comes, I'm gonna bug those guys again to see if I can, you know, if they'll let me come run with them. The biggest thing last year was just the body. There was a lot of changes they wanted me to do with the body. It was just too much, and then come back here and race it and change it all again. So hopefully this year, maybe, you know, it might involve a weight penalty. Hopefully we can come up with something. I think there'd be, like, you know, maybe two or three other drivers that might be interested in going there too. Basically, they got awesome races over there. The Glass City 200, that'd be one I really like to do. New Paris would let me run again. You know, they'd probably change a few things as well. Just when you show up with the car, their wedge bodies there are so much more stock looking than what we run. So the car really stands out to everybody, and everybody's coming over to look at it. But no, I think it should be able to go. I'd love to, if they gave me approval to run it, I'm going for sure, you know. But it's just a matter of talking to the racetracks and getting them on board.
And now that you have you know, this new straight rail template car, it also, I guess, opens up a world of opportunity with some of the races in the States that feature these style of late models. Do you have are there any events aside from New Smyrna, which you've been to a couple of times, that are on your radar for what this car might be able to take you to?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'd like to go down to Pensacola and you know, either run the Snowflake or put the big motor in the car and try, you know, have a shot at the Derby. That's something that I'd really like to do, and you know, that's pretty much originally, I bought this car so I could run super too. So I mean, and then obviously Smyrna, when we go back there next year, I'm pretty set on running a super down there. So yeah, I think the biggest thing is getting over to Pensacola with this thing though, before it's you know, while it's still fresh and good to go. I'd really like to get down there and try running with those guys.
Well, I know that no matter what side of the border you're competing on, whether it's a super late model or a pro late model, it doesn't happen with the people behind the scenes that support you. And man, you got some phenomenal marketing partners that are back again for 2015. Go ahead and show some love to the people that make all this happen for Sauble Falls Racing.
Yeah, I got to thank all my sponsors: Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park, London Recreational, Mike Schmidt, and all the guys there. I got to thank them. High Grade Roofing. Got to put a big thanks out to them. Cuss W, the Canadian Union of Skilled Workers. McGonigal Engines, you know, Brian McDonald Fabricating, and all my team, all the guys that helped me, Gareth Gonder, Steve Bryans, Chubbs, you know, we're gonna have another good year this year, man. Hopefully we have just as much fun this year as we did last year.
All right, man. Well, I can't wait. I mean, we're going to get to see you even more than we did in 2014 between the template car and the outlaw car. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I would say that you're an early contender for the inaugural APC championship. I can't wait to see you across the province, my man. We'll check back in with you before the season. All the best in 2015, and thanks for the time.
Right on. Thanks, Spencer.
There you go, folks. Andrew Gresel of Sauble Falls Racing getting ready for the APC United Late Model Series season.